Hey everyone, just wanted to give you an update on what City Church is doing and how we are responding to the coronavirus. If you were able to tune in yesterday on our Facebook Live video, or you were with us together at church, you know that I talked in depth about what we are doing and what we will be doing as a church. If you missed that, you can go back on our Facebook page and look at the Facebook Live video. About the 29-minute mark is when I start to talk about it. I talked about how we as individuals need to respond to this situation with faith and not fear. That this is not something that we need to be anxious about, but rather we can be a non-anxious presence in the face of this pandemic that is going on. But I wanted to give you specifically an update on what our plans are as we move forward as a church. Now, I'm telling you the plans that we have now, but this is an incredibly fluid situation. It is changing day by day. The guidelines, guidances, and things that we are getting both from the government, from other churches, and from our denomination are changing on a regular basis. So what I'm giving you is what our best plans are right now and moving forward. So first of all, we want to be thoughtful and respectful of the guidance of experts in their fields. Just yesterday afternoon, the CDC released guidance that said that any meeting of 50 people or more is inadvisable and should not happen as best as they can for the next 8 weeks. And so, in accordance with that, we are going to move away from our large group worship services at this time and really for the next 8 weeks as that is specified by the Center for Disease Control. With that in mind, we also believe that church is more than just what happens up front. It's more than just preaching and singing. And so we want to give people an option, an opportunity to gather together while following these guidelines. And so we are giving you the opportunity to meet with your small group together as we broadcast our worship live. These are small group meetings of about 10 to 15 people where you can still experience fellowship and yet still have a chance to be in a smaller, more isolated situation. If that is something that you're interested in and you're not a regular part of a small group, please let us know. We would like to include you in that if you would like to be a part of that. At the same time, we want everyone to be able to follow their conscience in these times. And that may mean that you are staying away from everyone, that you are taking the time to just be with your family and avoid as much social interaction as possible. We understand that and we support that. We want to make sure that everybody, whether they choose to attend a small group gathering or choose not to, does not feel like a second-class citizen of the church. The Church of Jesus Christ is made up of people who will gather together in small groups and those who will not for health reasons and for conscience reasons. And so we are going to be streaming all of our services from here on out. This is something new for us as a church, and the whole sort of streaming and technological outfit is a challenge for us. We are working this week on the details of that. So I don't have all of those for you right now, but I'd ask you, if you are not a part of our City Herald, if you don't follow our social channels, this is a good time to do that, because that's how we're going to be sending out the message of how we are going to be streaming those services. We want you to be able to participate, and that's how we're getting that out, as we understand how we're going to do it, on how we're going to be able to get that out to you. Additionally, this is a difficult time both for us as a church, for our community, for churches, and for communities around the world. Small churches and church plants like ours are especially vulnerable to times like this because our giving is on such a small, razor-thin margin. And so at this time, we want to remind you that we are still operating as a church, and we are still able to take those donations in. You can give through PushPay, our online giving site, or if you would like to send something in, we have the means for you to do that. But we don't just want this to be about us. We're not just trying to keep our doors open, as it were. Rather, we want to use this as an opportunity to love and serve others. We want to fight the mentality that we need to hoard everything for ourselves and be generous in the way that Jesus has been generous to us. To that end, we have started a Mercy Ministry Fund specifically for this time. This Mercy Ministry Fund is going to go towards two things. First of all, it'll be for people inside of our church who are losing wages due to hours being cut or not being able to provide childcare for their children. We want to be able to provide for them and make sure that they don't miss payments like rent and insurance. Additionally, we meet in the theater when we normally meet. And as such, we know that we have neighbors and friends who work there at the theater. We want to make sure that they are not in a tough spot either. So this Mercy Ministry Fund will be able to help them with those same things. We want to love and serve our neighbors who are all around us. We want to be able to bless the city in this time of hardship. Finally, we are looking for other ways to explore how we can love and serve our city. Stay tuned to all of our communication channels, whether that's Facebook, whether that is Instagram, the City Herald, or even our freshly started YouTube channel, where you may be watching this for the first time. We are going to communicate in those the different ways that we are going to meet needs around us. We want to be the well-washed hands of Jesus for the city of St. Petersburg in this difficult times. Thank you guys. We care for you guys, and we hope to see you online soon.